Yeah, no, Dillard is not killing himself. I believe
this is. I mean, I do believe it's like millions of dollars now that we've spent on his trial alone.
I believe it.
I mean, because didn't he have like 5 attorneys? I mean, they pointed like 5 different
But
public defenders.
I'm not sure, so I don't know. I thought some of them were like pro bono.
I mean, they probably were pro bono because, but this is a federal trial.
That's true.
What? Stop mouthing in this glass. Like, I don't get what that is. No, they can see you. Ew. 50 Cent punches somebody in a concert. Are you coming in?
Yes, I am.
Hi. 50 Cent punches somebody in a
Oh yes, he did.
at a concert here. Of course, it would be here. You don't have to have those on.
Oh, thank you. You saw me battling with this thing for 30 minutes.
We only need it when the phone calls ring. I need it for my sound effects. I mean, it means something to me. Let's see.
Now, they say he punched her in the chest. They say, why? I didn't see it.
Well, she was grabbing his arm. From the video I seen, she was grabbing his arm and she like pulled him down into the crowd and he just like came in with the fist.
Was he trying to catch herself? Because that's what it kind of looked like.
Well, he was like trying to, and then she pulled down, and he came down with the fist.
But I don't know why he had a fist instead of just like a.
No, they said he balled his hands up into a fist, and then he punched her in her chest.
You don't think it had been like reflex?
And then she got up on the stage and twerked, like and everything was all good.
Because at first he was like, trying to shake the hand, and then somebody pulled him down, and he just went down like. And he punched the girl in the chest, and then he did say, "Sweetheart, come on the stage" or whatever.
Yeah, and then she twerked, and then everything was all good. She forgave him.
Okay, so she wasn't angry.
And then later on this week is when she filed the lawsuit.
That's what I'm about to say. Right.
Because he think it's all good because he can put up on stage. Maybe he took her to dinner.
I couldn't breathe.
Right. Today she having repercussions.
I got a whole big old bruise right here.
So, I don't want you to story yet. Look, I gotta just plug my little juicy story.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sunset Soul. How y'all feeling this afternoon? Well, this evening. 8 o'clock this evening. This wonderful, wet.
One of them days.
Wet, wonderful.
How about wet. I went to work. It was raining. I got out the car. It stopped raining.
It was beautiful. It was pretty earlier.
Then it was beautiful. And I walked out the door, and it immediately started raining. That was horrible.
So it was you.
It was
you
did
me.
It. I did it.
I knew it was. It just wasn't normal. It wasn't a normal rain. It did. Okay. I had a plan this morning. I was going to get up. I'm going to find a spot. I was going to get a little table. Put my books out so that I could go start selling my books. I said I'm about to hustle like Master P. I had it all. I had a plan. I was like Muscle P.
Like Master P.
Master P sold his books. I mean his CDs out the trunk of his car. I felt the spirit of Master P. And then I got up, went to go get my coffee, and the rain. I was like, I don't think he did it in the rain.
I think he did.
He probably didn't. Where's he exactly from? Where's Master P from? Leslie.
I'm sorry. I thought I had it all under
control.
We had a whole
conversation about this before we started.
I know.
I didn't mean to say
I'm sorry.
Nah.
What you was going to say?
I was just going to say I had a little tiny announcement as far as the station goes. We did just do a little update on the website. So if you are trying to look at the show, if you go to BeExposedRadio.com, it pops right up.
Awesome.
Yes.
Whenever we're live. So I just wanted to say that.
I don't think have I been to the website? I've been to the website to watch your
because
show.
you're on it.
I've been to the website.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So it was
I have to.
a little bit of shade. There's enough shade outside.
See, watch.
I have to.
All right, look, here we go.
Yeah, we about to be streaming on BeExposedRadio.com.
Oh, okay, I see it.
Yes.
But then something else happens. the interconnection this week.
That's okay.
Live right now.
Okay, live right now. We live.
Right now.
We live, baby.
Right now.
Nah.
All right, y'all gotta go to Big Exposed Live and see how wonderful this
So
is.
you just hit play.
Oh, there you go. Then you hit the play. Very simple. BigExposedRadio.com. Then you're gonna see the Sunset Soul page or whichever show is live.
Whatever show is live.
And then you're gonna click on the play button. Everybody did. All right. So with me today, I have Miss Lasha G, as we all know, Miss Leslie Swirl,
Hey.
and Mr. Monty. Talk
Yeah.
Lately.
I'm here.
Show. When is your show coming back? Actually,
June 6th,
June 6th. Okay. So y'all tune in
7
for
o'clock.
Talk Lately. Still Tuesday night,
Tuesday night.
7
Along
o'clock.
with another new show, McLean's Couch.
Miss. Oh yeah, I did watch that show. All right, that's a show. Check out.
Wait, I
McLean's
heard
Couch.
about them. That's
You did?
awesome.
Yeah, it was
That's
a
a
pretty
couple,
good.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the what was it, 9 o'clock
Oh,
special
the special report.
special report. I
In lieu
didn't
of another show.
actually
that's
get the
gone.
report, but I got the show. I didn't know exactly what the report.
That has been canceled.
Okay, today's today's
They're out of
topic.
here.
The question on the table from last week.
Make no mistake,
Okay,
they're gone.
they're gone
Okay.
out of here, so they will not be popping up on the Big
Ever
Exposed.
again.
Who are we talking
There was
about?
a show that was on that.
Another show.
The show formerly.
Oh, they don't matter.
He not hit-
They
they're
are not a
here.
factor.
Did you erase that name from the board?
I'm always exposed.
Hey.
So don't look for them
Nah.
because you won't see them.
At the bottom of your screen.
Topic for the day: can your soulmate be married to someone else? I'm gonna take one of these things off my ear. I can't have an anxiety attack. I'm hearing myself.
Who came up with this? This is so
Turn your
scandalous.
headphones down.
What?
Can your soulmate be married to somebody else?
Who came up with it?
Jesus.
Actually,
I mean,
Goodness.
Darius Williams. He's a.
Did you say I came up with
The
it?
devil. I didn't say
Oh.
that. I said Darius. Darius Williams is what I said.
I think it's very easy for your soulmate to be married to someone else.
He had that was his post.
believe that.
He actually put it on the post about 20 times, like a disclaimer, an attention. All your soulmate cannot be someone else's husband, and he put that same thing straight down the page about 20
Why?
times.
Because I believe your best friend could
in that
also be
order.
your soulmate.
Well, I think he
we're
should
not
have
saying your
said.
mate. We're saying your soulmate.
He should have said. Should not
No.
be someone
Mr.
else's husband.
Right, because I think my best friend is my soulmate. We are that close that we could talk about anything and not have sex.
I think it's a matter of defining soulmate because I
agree.
would say I agree with you. In that event,
Miss Swirl.
It's fortunate for those that can marry their soulmate and
That'd be great.
be in a relationship, but
But you got to understand
knows
what
you
your
better?
soulmate is.
right. You have to understand who your soulmate is. It's not just the person that you sleep with for the rest of your life.
so what exactly is a soulmate?
Well, we gonna get into that. I just want y'all opinion. Listen, I actually did some reading up on this, and just
I
like
did
some of
too.
the other discussions that we have, it begins to be repetitious. The only difference in all of this information is, as we said, is your perspective, how you feel about the word or term soulmate, and mostly because people tend to make that fit for their situation instead of looking at the full. Right, Nikki X, what is a soulmate? That's the point. Everybody did it. What truly is the soulmate? Throughout the I think about the middle of the show, we'll get into 10 elements of a true soulmate. So just in case you don't know, if you found.
I must have
the
been
ones-
researching too.
Did you see it?
Yes.
10 Elements. I said, oh, okay. But listen, this is 10 Elements based on Dr. Hara. That's her, how she feels about it. So let me say, I don't agree. Because last week when I read the, however many it was, ways to not become an angry
You
black
almost got
woman,
hung.
I was, y'all kind of jumped down my throat. I'm just telling you what the people said so that y'all don't turn into an angry black woman. Trying to save your life. And I got jumped on.
Just thank
So-
God that it was anonymous.
It wasn't. I don't think it was anonymous.
We made it anonymous.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we did. So, so you obviously everybody believes in soulmates. That was the next question, opening question. You do believe in soulmates because you said you had a.
I believe. I felt like never mind. I believe that. I believe in soulmates in a whole different context than what most people think of soulmates. I don't believe in soulmates as there's one person out there for you to be with. I don't believe that.
Okay. Should be with, or you don't believe that there's one person, period?
I don't believe that a soulmate, like we were talking about earlier, I don't believe that the definition of a soulmate means that's that one person that you need to be intimately with and you have to kind of join together. I don't believe that that's the soulmate in the context that we've discussed.
I mean, because don't they already have a title? Husband, wife? Why they gotta be your soulmate too?
You want him to be your soulmate.
No, I don't.
You don't want your husband and wife to be your soulmate.
Because that's not a person I might want to be with in my afterlife.
That's another
that's a
question.
whole
Is that a situation where you feel like? Well, that also was some of the reading where they say that you have a person from your past life, and if it's your soulmate, you'll tend to find each other. So for reference,
I don't
I use
believe
the
in
movie.
past
Have you seen the movie
lives.
Hancock? Everybody? No.
Will Smith.
Yes.
Will
Will
Smith.
Smith and Charlize
Theron.
Theron, which is beautiful. But that was what she is.
Will Smith was gorgeous.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but no. I use that as a reference because they were years apart. I mean, like, so he was, as long as they were together, actually, their power was diminished, and she went as far away as she could so that he can heal because he had gotten hurt in their past life. And at the end of the day, she was saying how they keep finding each other, no matter how much she tried to get away from him. They end up right back together. So,
But wouldn't they be twin flames? Okay, so don't be reminded that I've kind of like
I don't know if they
explored
was-
all these different things. So while I am churchy, I have a lot of understanding of the whole astrological aspect and spiritual sense. So technically they would have been twin flames, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about
twin
soulmates.
flames. Twin flames. Here we go. Let me write this down. Twin flames. I didn't search twin flames.
But I don't think they were soulmates though. I think they were connected.
Twin flames.
Meaning when they come together, they were like their powers came back, but when they're apart, their powers diminished. I don't think that
It was
was
all the way
soulmate.
around.
They were God-like connected. Because
They needed each other to be human.
Right.
Yes.
So the concept, the twin flame is that
Somebody
you're
said, "Don't be
missing
churchy."
something.
That's Blaine.
Well, no, this is not the churchy. This
That's
is
why the
actually
bell. Look,
the stuff that
hey
they
Blaine,
would put me out.
I got the bell right here, Blaine.
no,
you
but
already know.
no, actually, this is the stuff that get me kicked out of church. So,
Oh my goodness.
so the idea of the twin flame is that there's one person that's kind of like your counter, like your alter, and what you're missing, they have. And when you come together, you become whole or one. And then in the movie, that was the purpose. They were supposed to come together and become human. But
Well, that was kind of against it, right? That's strange for it to
well,
be.
it made them weak. And then they were vulnerable to be killed. That's
Okay.
why they didn't want to. But like she said, that was the idea of all of it, was to come
So that they
together
can-
so they can live normal lives.
Wow. I don't know if I would want to live a normal life. Soul, twin, whatever. If I'm going to lose all my power and die, stay away. Stay away. Let's come together, have some fun, and then you go do you and I'm gonna do me. But let's make this night.
Because as they
last.
came together, they were vulnerable.
Right. So I wouldn't stay. It would kind of be like vacation.
But the sad part about it is she wanted. I don't understand why she wouldn't have made it work, because the sad part about it, when they did come together, they became human. They became vulnerable. They became like everybody
right,
else.
and it was for their benefit, so they could enjoy.
But she didn't want to be with him because it made her vulnerable. Then she married a human.
No, she left because he had gotten.
He got
real sick,
right.
and she had to leave for him to heal. So she felt like being
so
around him.
Once he healed, why she ain't come back?
Well, I don't know.
That's not your soulmate.
You know why? Because the writers didn't write it in. They didn't write it in. They said
that's why.
The writers. All right, look. We have a lot to discuss. The next question on the floor when we come back from break is: would you wait for your soulmate?
Nope.
I didn't even
finish. Wait for him to wait.
Well, if your soulmate is with someone else, would you wait until they were ready for a relationship? If they were, would you wait? If they were divorced, would you? I mean, if they were married, would you wait for them to get a divorce? If they're in a they're in a committed relationship, but they don't want to walk out the wrong way, would you wait?
Your objective here would be to. Are you the cause of the breakup of that other relationship? Because you started coming back around snooping, talking about I'm your soulmate. Don't you want to be with me? And now he's breaking up.
Right. That's the question. That's on the table.
Tony Blaine said
depends. That's not your soulmate. That's the devil.
That's the devil. Okay, we be right back. Sunset Soul on Be Exposed Radio. Leave your comments. We will be reading them throughout the commercial break. And give us some feedback. Call in 410-702-5657 if you have some input on today's topic. And we'll be right back. Bye.
Listening to BeExposedRadio.com. Talk dirty to me.
I love it. It's awesome. It's all mine. It's me joy every day.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait, Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Check out what you missed on Be Exposed Radio.
Listen to Elizabeth Warren talking about Black lives and Black life.
Police are not occupying armies. This is America, not a war zone. I speak today with full knowledge that I have not personally experienced and can never truly understand the fear, the oppression, and the pain that confronts African Americans every day.
Don't you just want to kill yourself? I mean, not from what she was saying, but from the music that was playing in the background. I just want to, oh gosh, but every word she said was prolific, and it did not come from what is now becoming mainstream is white privilege. She has a sensibility about her, and the way she speaks about different things that has, from the first time I saw her, I can't remember what state she's in. I think she's in like North Carolina or something like that, somewhere I'm not going. That some kind of sensibility about her that makes me like her for president. But she's not running. We have this old guy that looks like he should be on the popcorn box. Then we have Martin O'Malley. Fine. We'll settle if we must. Hillary, who I like, but she just has to fight against all this controversy, and that's the hard part of it all. Then we have Huckabee. I could have swore he died, like in one of those books, like a fairy tale book. Trump, we're going to get to you in a moment. Meet with all these black folk in one room, and they just fell for it. Like, he must have been giving out $100 bills behind them.
Check out the Talk Lately show every Tuesday nights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, y'all. Welcome back.
I had something to drink.
So, right. Oh, she brought it. Before we went to the commercial break, the question on the floor was, would you wait for your soulmate? Nicole, got you something. If they were married, you said, what was it?
No.
No, you wouldn't wait. You said no before we. No, you said no before we.
Oh no, I'm not waiting.
You're not waiting.
That's more efficient to see.
Would you? Oh, you came in. Listen up, y'all. Miss Roxy Rose from last week came in. She just came in. Hello. Hello. So, do you believe in soulmates?
Yes, depending on which day of the week it is.
Yes.
So then that's.
Which day did Rick James come out?
Do you believe your soulmate can be married to someone else?
Depending on.
Or in a relationship with someone else? Yes?
Yes.
All right. Would you wait for your soulmate? That's where we at now. So you all caught up.
If they was married to someone else.
Right. Like if they were telling you that they were going to get a divorce or so forth.
Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I think life has to continue to move on, keep going.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
and
stop.
if I'm
It's a
available,
difference in being active during the process and waiting.
Right.
Just because people still see people that's married, don't mean that they waiting for them to get a divorce.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I
King
hate
said,
you, but
yes, if you believe in
But
love.
you have some people who actually wait.
Yeah, that's sad.
I'm not waiting. I'm not going to not date.
there has to be absolutely no chance that they will reconcile too.
Yeah,
Right, you be them.
I
put
left my
yourself out there.
husband 3 times. This is the 3rd time we separated.
Darian King said, "If you believe in love," I'm assuming that's yes. Yes, he would wait. So going back prior to the commercial break, we were talking about what was it? Polyamory relationships. I was gonna say so polyamorous. I was on it. We were talking about that based on one of the Mr. Peters' comment, and Miss Beyonce. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
Said just because people are doing something doesn't make it a basis that does not provide any validity to any argument. Meaning that just because other people are in these, what's the definition of that first? So I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Multiple relationships. Being married.
A relationship, not multiple partners.
Right.
Multiple relationships.
So that goes back to, we were talking about that, I think the first show, when we were talking about D-Ray, and being in a relationship with the two women. I guess that's the same thing, but it doesn't make it right because it's becoming more and more common.
Who's to say what's right? It's culturally
I agree.
based. That's what Pete's saying. Pete's saying in other cultures, it's okay, it's acceptable. So why do we get to determine?
That's more like a
that
Middle
it's
East
not?
thing, though. It's not a other area thing.
I don't know.
Middle East, Africa, that
It's
area.
very popular in the Mormon communities.
They don't count.
Oh.
But wait a minute. Okay, so using that
But it's
though,
not legal because
aren't
most Mormons are here. So
Tony,
it's still not
don't.
I'm not. That's why I didn't. I'm not gonna do it. So don't. So isn't it like the first wife is still like the
head.
wife, and
head.
after that it's supposed to be the first wife is still supposed to.
I guess you
don't
put
know.
the bedrooms
It
next to
depends.
each other and just go down the line. I
Sorry,
don't
I'm
know.
not sharing. No sister wives over here. No.
Okay.
Some of those relationships, they all sleep in the same room, so I don't know how you define.
No, the way I'm set up, I'm possessive and territorial. No.
Well, that's but if you was
I'm
the
not
first
gonna-
wife,
I'm not going to be.
She not sharing.
Standby. That's sharing.
I barely
What's
can share
mine
my
is mine.
sheets.
Nobody else's.
all right. So what is the difference we're gonna get into between soulmate and soul tie? The reason why I thought that was significant to bring up is because a lot of people in a situation that they are so tied to someone, they tend to convince themselves that that is their soul mate because they have such intense
So what's the definition
connection.
of a soul tie?
Okay.
Glad you asked.
Glad you asked. Sorry. A soul tie is formed whenever there is an intense attraction to someone. It forms by way of falling extremely hard for someone who reasons which could include but not limited to personality, appearance, and sex. In a soul tie situation, you become extremely attached to the person you are having relations with. A soul tie is often the strongest when the relationship ended against your will, or if you share extensive years in a relationship with a particular person. A soul tie keeps an individual in bondage, and it's truly a situation where you have to pray
know people
to
like this.
be released from the person, or release the person from your spirit and heart. It's a
I
very
put you in church
detailed.
just now.
So I guess in that definition, a soulmate is permanent,
Yes.
and a soul tie can be
Soul
severed.
tie. Yes. It should be severed because you have linked yourself to a person, and like they say, the bond grows stronger with the distance because usually they left you. So now you feed.
Oh, girl,
She went in. What is this girl name off of? Oh, it's a new black.
Wait, no, but where did you get this definition from?
Google.
Okay, can I read?
Yes,
If you have
got
your
it real quick.
Bibles. No,
I
seriously.
said it. Go ahead.
You probably
If you
shouldn't
have
do it
your
in this
Bibles,
break,
please.
because you only got 1 minute left. 1 minute.
I'm gonna read. It's only one
She
verse.
gonna read it. All right, go ahead.
Turn with me to 1 Samuel 18.
Oh my goodness.
And it came to pass when he had made an end of speaking to Saul that the soul of Jonathan was knit to the soul of David. That's the soul tie. And ain't nothing wrong with this one.
Did she read
So that just kind of negated the whole
that.
definition.
Google.
They kick rocks. They go.
Google.
Yeah, Taba.
We going to a commercial, y'all. We'll be right back. Sunset Soul. Call us 410-702-5657 or leave your comments and we'll get to them when we get back. Thank y'all. Oh my goodness.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
Check out this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
If you had a dream venue, where would that be? Like, some people want to do Carnegie Hall or like a big stadium
I'm
somewhere.
gonna go with Madison.
Madison Square.
I wanna feel that
So you just
building.
gonna shoot for the moon?
I wanna feel it. I wanna look out and just feel the vibration of all of those people there to be uplifted and all of that, 'cause that's what I want to do for people.
So are you dancing? Are you?
I want to implement that. I think I want to start doing some blocking, like not like tear it up, but just like a
a little 1-2,
hell, a little not voguing, but kind of the essence of it, very posy and hit the mark. Yeah, we're not trying to like bust my sweats.
So that's mean you don't have the dance gene and you.
I can dance.
Okay,
that's
not what I'm
doing. I can dance, but I'm not, trying to get that. That's not my lane. I want to keep it really kind of a retro feel with like the new school with a retro feel. Like
okay. Little Banji Soul.
Yeah.
People gonna start using that.
Right. And they should.
Little Banji Soul.
Yeah.
But just mark it so people know, like this was mine.
This where it came from. Because people was queens out here now that was princesses last week. They was princesses before my album dropped. Now they queen or something. I'm like, pinky up.
I cannot.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com.
Business owners, need more customers? Offer fantasy sports contests and generate more sales. Restaurants, bars, hotels, auto dealerships, real estate offices. Whatever your business, fantasy sports contests can help you increase your sales and bring you more loyal customers. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. Our software lets you customize contests fast and easy for your brand. That's right. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. That's 888-55-SPORT or visit Fanify.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
I'm trying not to cough and this laughing ain't helping. Well,
I think when I'm on shows, I should be on the Be Exposed.
Welcome back to Sunset Soul. Listen, I wish we had something else so that I can record y'all on the commercial break, because nobody would believe what I'm saying. I have to be able to show y'all this. So, Elder here, Lasha, was commenced. She commenced to explaining her scripture because she didn't feel as though y'all heard her the first time. So we gonna let her continue.
By now, you should have gotten your Bibles. If you will turn with me to the 1 Samuel, chapter 18, first verse. A and B clauses. And it reads, and it came to pass, that the soul of Jonathan, it was knit with the soul of David. And Jonathan loved him, I'm talking about David, as his own soul. Jonathan loved him as his own soul.
So they became
when you
one.
look at this passage, you understand that it talks about being knit. And in order to knit something, you have to bind it together
with thread.
So Jonathan's soul was now tied to the soul of David. So for us to say that a soul tie is automatically demonic or ungodly, this would nullify this verse right here. But since the scripture is uncorruptible, we have to now go back to our definition. Because here we see that the King David, who was anointed but not yet appointed, come on here.
Hold on. First and foremost, coming from the book of Google, see, when you do thorough research, you look down into the reference page, and down to the reference page said nothing about a King James.
Oh my God.
Not one. Said nothing about a Message Bible. Said nothing about a new English.
Jesus.
It was just a whole bunch of men's names that I can't pronounce.
Come on.
And I made sure that I couldn't pronounce it. Because if I could pronounce it, I would have wrote it on this paper.
Come on.
So I could say it on the show.
Say it. Say
But
it.
I couldn't pronounce none of them.
Corbin Brown.
So what?
This is real for real.
Really?
So Google said the tie
And she's still preaching.
comes from, or not comes from, but it includes the personality, appearance, and sex. These are the ties. But again,
They're not limited.
they're not limited to, and these are the two different things. Seriously, y'all, in comparison to what you're reading in the Bible and what Google say. Google is talking about a soul tie that is chosen. The Bible is talking about a soul tie that is a spiritual connection.
But how do you see
They-
that? How
what?
can you see the difference?
Because the spirit
it's-
is anything that occurs outside of our tangible, our natural.
Okay.
So
So
all
it
of
could be
those
somebody
things are
that you grew
spirit.
up with. Is that what you're saying?
So look, Blink said something that
But I
can be
grew-
tied can also be untied.
It can
Just
be,
like a tennis shoe.
but not based on the way you read the scripture.
So
If you're going to use, how could that connection have been untied?
But then my question is, it's like, well, how can you define who your soulmate is? If, say, for instance, you thought the person that you got married to at 21 was your soulmate, you 10 years later you find out that it's not going to work out. We were better off as friends. The next one you come to, is that your soulmate too? So how do you find your soulmate?
Well, this is what I was saying.
Okay, go ahead. You read that, and then I'll tell you what Google said.
The
did I just preach?
idea.
He did.
Okay.
He did. Like Joe Osteen too.
Let me find my Bible.
You know, when we went back and we talked about the help meet and the difference between the help meet and the help mate. A mate, well, let's look at the word mate altogether. We mate when we have sex.
Right.
Animals mate, and then they go their separate ways.
So do you have to have sex to find your soulmate?
No, you don't have to have sex, but you do have to be vulnerable.
I think
and
you have
do
to have sex when you find
know.
your soulmate because you have to realize that that's good
But
in
you-
your soul. Just saying.
Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good.
Okay. Now, Google. Google's well, not definition, but explanation of a soulmate is completely different from a soul tie. To meet a soulmate is to have an intense connection that is beneficial to both parties. Remember, the soul tie really speaks from one perspective, that one person that is connected themselves to somebody else. By meeting a soulmate, you are never in bondage. To meet a soulmate is to have an extreme solitude and knowing that you have met an like-minded individual. You do not have to pray to release a soulmate from your spirit because a connection is one which is beneficial forever. Distance makes one grow fonder. Time is irrelevant in that the same way you feel today is the same way you will feel 20 years later. It is a perfect fit situation.
Disagree.
Okay.
But that matches what I said about my
Right.
best friend. 20 years later,
You still feel.
we still feel the same way about each other. If not, if it has not grown. Not
This-
into romantic because I'm busy.
This gives a false illusion of the relationship between two people, as if nothing can break it.
Okay.
Any two people can be broken. Any two people can be separated.
Well, that's
You have
it
to
make
keep
a
in
grow
mind
fonder
that we're not
separation.
talking about. We're talking about the mating of a soul, the immaterial part of people. And when we're talking about that, we're talking about spiritual things. So just like God didn't give us the spirit of fear. Fear is what keep people from their soulmate. Those types of fear of losing your soulmate in that context. And I'm only using this because that's what you guys are talking about, because I don't necessarily agree with a soulmate in a relationship. But that's a whole nother story. But other things can come to separate that. Immaterial things.
Immaterial things?
Immaterial
Okay.
things. Anger, rage, jealousy, covetousness, those things can come and sever that if you allow it. So this it's saying as if your soulmate is just going to be your soulmate and y'all going to be together and it's going to be perfect. That does not exist.
I don't think it's saying that you'll be together. It's just basically saying that is your soulmate.
Right, because it says
But
time
even our
is irrelevant.
But our souls change.
It also doesn't say that they have to be married or
Sure.
in a
Right.
I don't think they do. Because
Which
I'm gonna be honest,
which we're getting ready to get into more than a soulmate.
Yeah.
Because there are some other, qualities. There's some other things that you can tap into. A soulmate is a person who you connect to without even needing to ask. A soulmate will help you grow even if it means losing you. A soulmate shares in kindness and non-judgment. Finally, a soulmate is a person we are mated to with a deep and honest sexual connection also.
Made it to.
I'm sorry, I did say that wrong. But wait a minute, let me get into why. Okay. It is the mate aspect, like you said earlier, that makes the soulmate the sexual connection also. It says where
But
people
also
are
a mate is
since
another person, it's a friend, a mate.
well, that's what
That's what they-
it says.
you
Since
don't
in
have sex with
reality,
your Navy mate.
people try to force
Not all
a
of
person into a soulmate relationship and then get confused by adding sex to the equation, and then everything falls apart. The simple truth is our culture doesn't understand that there is another level to companionship called soul companion. Now this is research. I didn't say it, but using their definition, they're saying a soulmate is the person that you have linked to, you have that bond with, but also have that sexual connection with. Where soul companion would fit more in line with, like you said, your best friend. Where it's the same thing. The only separation is
they're a companion and not a mate.
So, with those definitions, I can say honestly that I have had several soulmates.
Kind of went.
Did your eyes
you
roll
see
though?
Did y'all see that?
Like she
Did y'all see that
See how
online?
slow she said that?
Mm-hmm. I'm
Y'all
gonna
can
say it
zoom in,
again.
though. Just stretch your fingers across the screen.
I have had several soulmates, and each of them
Oh my
have been
goodness.
different.
Did he say?
So the cookies are good.
Other stuff.
But each of them were different. So I'm trying-
Cookies?
No.
Okay, well I'm guessing what Tony said. I didn't say it.
Different kinds of soulmate.
But
Tony said your name.
exactly, they all connected on a different level. Now there are some that when I see them, well, I don't see them, but when I think or Facebook or something, those memories come back and those things trigger again.
Do you think when you feel it, they feel it at the same time?
That might just be lust.
I mean, that would be like soulmate.
You said it might be just
I
us.
think that's just lust.
Maybe it's just lust,
You just remember
but that's
how you
what I'm
told the
about
girl
to
or
say.
something.
So but my soul now today would not match to that person. What happens
severed.
is we take those experiences and they get drilled into our frontal lobe, and every time we think of that person, those experiences pop back up, and we feel those things again.
But that sounds like soul tie.
But what's the difference?
And soulmate. So we just went through a whole 2 paragraphs of the difference between soulmate.
But I really didn't get a difference.
A soulmate is an intense connection that benefits both parties.
It did.
It's
It was
beneficial.
very
Here's
beneficial.
how-
Manipulation.
Here's how I
Soul
see the
tie is
difference,
manipulation.
though. I see the difference as in the soulmate is always there. From this definition, the soul tie can be there and gone.
Well, what I'm
One is
saying
unconditional.
is,
Right.
there are people that could always be there. We make choices to separate from people.
No,
Right,
so
but their
the
definition
soulmate
is also the
basically,
soulmate is
no
somebody
matter
that
what
you're-
you do, no matter what goes on, I'm still there for you.
And you're having
we don't
sex
have to
with
be
them.
together. I'm still there for you. I'm pushing you to do better. But a soul tie is maybe this week I'm not really about you, but when you're ready to pull your panties down, then I'm back in.
Yeah, that's how I see it. Because
But
it says but are not limited to personality, appearance, and sex.
Okay.
Tony says the mate lasts, the tie does not.
Right. I agree with that statement.
This is very different from what the scripture says.
I'm
Well,
going by.
you got another one?
Google and scripture are different. That's
Okay,
probably
wait a minute.
wrong.
So let me ask y'all this question. So let's go to, it said oftentimes same-sex soul companions will get confused since they feel a deep connection with certain friends that might even feel a sexual edge. So for some people, understanding there is a deeper connection with some people, you can also improve their same-sex relationship. So my question with that is this saying that you can is this saying that you can confuse your bond with a person of the same sex with true desire? And how is that any different from saying being gay is a phase? Based on this definition, they're saying that you can get the two confused. The sexual desire, which is not your soulmate, this is your soul companion, this is your best friend. How do you, when you start to feel that sexual desire, which you know probably it doesn't fit, everything else works, that's the one thing that is not intended to fit, because this is your soul companion.
I think all of this is a bunch of crock. No, seriously, I feel like somebody sat down and was like, okay, we're gonna say this is okay, but this isn't okay, so we're gonna put this in this box and this in this box, because that's how I feel. We have to be we have to really break this down. We have to identify what is the soul, what is it mating with, who is it mating with. If we're talking about something that we can't even see, how do we even define it? But again, I'm gonna step back.
You're talking about the soul.
I'm talking about the soul mate, the soul
I agree
tie,
with that.
all of
Again,
it.
like I said, there's no definite that the person I spend my living life with is the person I want to live the afterlife with. So again, because
I don't believe we live in the afterlife with anybody.
If we're talking about the definition, as I think we all are on the same page, before we heard these definitions, our definition of a soulmate could change.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had multiple. So what if that first soulmate that you had, but you're married to somebody else now who you consider your soulmate, the first soulmate is the one you want to spend your afterlife with?
Well, I honestly believe, since we're talking about life after death,
polyamorous wife. That's something.
Well, keep in mind though, I really believe that when two people get married and the two become one, that's the idea of what that soul tie was supposed to be.
They said you're live tonight.
But I am. I'm sorry. I was worship this morning. I was just having a good time. So so that was the perfect idea, but then we contaminated because we are so vulnerable with so many different people. How do we then define what's okay and what's not okay when we have all these different boxes to put it in? Soul tie, soul companion, soul mate.
Right.
I don't disagree with that. I agree that there's a whole lot, and that's why I wrote it, because that's why I put it in here.
I'm still stuck on the one that we're on now, the same sex soul companion, because why did that even have to be defined?
Well, that was defined because they were saying, going right back to people making the soul mate work. So because you found somebody
does not agree with homosexuality.
The soul companion should have worked for either or. I don't understand why they had to define it.
No, they're saying that the soul companion, people tend to force the sex, and then you start to feel like, well, we have everything in the world in common. That's soul rape. Oh my goodness,
that's soul rape. Yes, that's soul exactly. Rape. It happens though.
Raping of the soul. I've heard.
Pastors do it the congregation all the time.
Oh, did she say that?
Look, that's why I get kicked out of churches. But they do it to the congregation all the time.
Okay, I can't disagree with that. I do
Tony
agree.
Bling said you only have one soulmate. That's why it's called soulmate.
And Darian said just because they're your soulmate doesn't mean you have to be with them. But using what you said,
but you could also put an S after that.
You choose.
It's called a soulmate, but it can also be
be more than one.
I say you choose your soulmate. You choose who you
choose
make
your soulmate,
soul, or what you make.
What control do you really have over your soul if you're not in tune with yourself?
We also have free will, and ability to change our minds. You can be my soulmate today, but not tomorrow.
And that's exactly what I'm saying.
All right, listen, y'all. We got to go to commercial. We got to go to commercial. Keep the comments. Keep the comments coming. We are still reading them. Give us a call 410-702-5657. And when we come back, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into this really hot topic. We'll be right back.
My soul hungers and thirsts after like.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council. Check out this flashback from It Is What It Is radio show.
Paul he was chilling. He was doing his thing. Y'all, you feel me? Love y'all family. You know what I'm saying? And like for him to be taken away from you, snatched away from you, just like that. You feel me? It's like damn. Another good one gone. You know what I'm saying? Like why you taking the good? You know what I'm saying?
You always end up asking like why.
And that's and like again, it's a lesson that it's a test of faith. You feel me? He's gonna take you through these tests. You feel me? You're gonna go through these little phases in life, yo. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you just gotta recognize that one, it's the adversary trying to knock you off your pivot, and then it's God trying to teach you something. You feel me? Right. Anything that you go through, you gonna get through. It's called going through. You feel me? That's why it's called going through. You going through something. Right. You feel me? Because after you go through it, you get through it. You look back on it like, damn, I got that. You feel what I'm saying?
For this and more, be sure to tune into BeExposedRadio.com every Friday from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock p.m. to listen to more of It Is What It Is radio show.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story, adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Then you have to go by this. We're back.
We have a spiritual meeting.
We're back. Listen, okay. Before we left, we had a question on the table about the same-sex soul companions, and Monty has a discrepancy with.
No, I just had a problem with the word confused in that statement, and the fact that they, I think they brought it around full circle because they started with the negative and brought it around to a positive because they basically said the same-sex soul companion will turn you gay.
Oh my goodness, he did not say that.
From that. I got that.
By mistake.
I got that.
Let me
get by mistake.
Let me first say this.
You don't understand the feelings that you have.
Right.
And this is your friend and you just decide to intertwine.
Yeah, exactly. Now you got a sexual edge that you got to
That's what I got with your sexual edge.
Okay, let me say I am not advocating for these writers, bloggers, whomever, okay? I think that they have a point. They have a point that they wanted to make, and I thought I would bring it forth on Sunset Soul and put it on the table. Okay, but using this particular passage, I don't completely disagree. I think that if you are in a situation that you, for one, don't completely understand your soul and soulmate and soul ties, because that's where all these different breakdowns come from, because people trying to make it fit, as you said earlier, that you're now in a relationship with the same-sex person, same-sex soul companionship. We are the best of friends. We see eye to eye on everything. Before I speak, you know what I'm
Did
going to
this
say.
one
We're
come from
such
Google?
all of this came from Google.
Okay, because I
But-
don't like the fact that they said that, the last question in the series, the 2 questions that is asked is like, gay is a phase.
No, they didn't. That question I put.
Oh.
My question, I posed this question
Well, we already
based
know
on
gay
that.
is not a phase,
We
because
know
it's been here
that.
for-
But I'm saying,
But
I
she
think
said,
that
how is it
people
different
Yeah,
from
I'm asking.
saying
I'm saying,
that
how
gay
is
is
that
a
any
phase?
different from saying that? Because I do think that people tend to make this work. Like, we have everything else in common. I wonder how this would work if me and you did this, because we're sexual creatures. You can, if you want to go into the whole spiritual part of it, that fornication, that thing lingers in the air, lust is heavy, so it's easy to fall subject to that, and that's where the confusion, where I'm saying, comes in. And I don't think it's saying that you turn a person gay, or I'm saying that, to me, it fits the mold where people would say, oh, that's just a phase.
Well, what I got from it says that I got confused with my same-sex soul companion, and I started feeling a sexual edge, and then I rubbed it. This is what I got from that. And then it told me, for some people who don't understand this deeper connection, okay, that it will improve
That's the word.
our sexual,
What did
our
they-
same
Yes, that's the second
relationship.
What about for those who do not understand? We have a tendency to adopt this philosophy that we know everything about everything, and
Right.
we have a box to put everything in. If you don't know, then shut up. I don't know.
Well, that's why
So I ain't got no
Tony
comment.
said your soulmate is opposite your sex. I don't really agree with that, Tony.
That's because Tony has his personal view.
He has his, yeah.
And that statement is his truth.
Right.
So let him live in his truth.
His soulmate is his
Right.
plethora.
No, he only got Muffin. And Muffin ain't playing with nothing.
Oh, okay, so he has one.
Mhm.
We have
Okay.
one soulmate.
And
Dr.
he's going to
Harmon.
be with that person until he dies.
And then
He has to find another soulmate in the afterlife. I guess. I don't know. I've never been there
Because
before.
this really bothers me. This whole conversation bothers me.
Why? Why?
Because
It makes you think?
no,
Oh, you don't want to think.
no, it's not that. It makes me frustrated because we think we know everything. We don't know anything.
I guess we're defining it, though. We're trying to make it.
I think
a
this
definition.
whoever wrote this is trying to understand what they're feeling
So
and the
why
relationships
can't we
with different
say
people.
it could be or it might be? No, we want to tell them
This is what
this is what it is.
These are the options. That doesn't make
It's
it.
not.
No, this is to them. I don't want to.
This is how this
you
person
don't have to
at
be.
Google headquarters define this.
They're saying that
But apparently
you are my soul mate, and I'm not having sex. This one is saying you are my soul mate because we're using the word mate. We have to have sex. It's about interpretation. One thing, like you said, you're talking about the soul, in which most of us don't know
See,
about
the
that
thing about
area.
being human is that you don't tell everybody or anybody everything about you.
Right.
There are still some things that you keep from your soulmate. So if I'm reading this definition right from Carmen, Dr. Carmen Harrow, I'm not going to discredit her yet. A soulmate is someone who has the locks that fit our key and keys to fit our locks. No.
You don't agree with that?
Because there's some locks that I don't want you to open.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing about keys and locks.
You can
Keys
make
don't
more
always
keys.
stay in a lock,
And I get them changed.
and
too.
you can get your lock changed.
And you can make multiple.
Because
But
some
you
stuff I wanna
usually-
lock away.
Just like I open the door, I can close the
always
door and then
say-
throw away
I
the
mean,
key.
In any of shows that any of the shows that you watch on TV, an expert will always tell you in a relationship, stop talking about your past relationships
Okay.
and your current one. Because you can't define your current relationship out of what you had in the past. Especially if the sex is bad in your current one, but you remember back to when it was good.
Oh,
So I think Dr. Her.
No, her. Just go ahead.
Okay.
There
I
was
think what
a
she's
text
saying.
message that said, "I will not let Google define my relationships."
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think what she's saying is when you meet your soulmate will not necessarily conform, or that soulmate will match, their soul will match your soul. So it's nothing that you would want to hide or have to hide. because they met you. You know, do you understand what I'm saying?
So when we go back to the scripture,
They completely get you.
No, I mean I'm not really getting.
But wait a minute,
churchy,
we're not
but
going to go
listen.
because we can go to commercials anyway, so we can't go.
Well,
too
no.
far into the
Just
scripture. Go
let me
ahead.
real quick. He said that he loved David like his own soul. The focus here shouldn't be whether or not we match or
We
what.
back to same sex?
It should same sex. It should be whether or not you're willing to sacrifice all of yourself on behalf of somebody else, because that's what this is about.
And that's a difficult question to answer.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Would
And
you
I'm
sacrifice?
done.
And especially if the person is married and you're waiting.
Oh.
And you're sacrificing.
'Cause
That
we
go
haven't
right back
even
to the
gotten into the
sacrifice.
conversation
right.
about
the person is
spouse.
married.
You got your
So,
priorities messed up as well.
Right. So we're going to go to commercial and we're going to get back into that when we come back. So listen, y'all, stay tuned. Leave your comments. We are still reading them. And you can also call in 410-702-5657 and we'll be right back. Open-minded. They will be.
Business owners, need more customers? Offer fantasy sports contests and generate more sales. Restaurants, bars, hotels, auto dealerships, real estate offices. Whatever your business, fantasy sports contests can help you increase your sales and bring you more loyal customers. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. Our software lets you customize contests fast and easy for your brand. That's right. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. That's 888-55-SPORT or visit Fanify.com.
Hey everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show.
I'm just thankful this year I've dealt with, some growing pains, and I've overcome some things, and I've also, accomplished some things in the process. I've learned some things. Like I've learned I learned that everybody loves your work until they got to pay for it. That's what That's what I learned. I learned everybody loves what you do.
The pay?
I mean,
not always.
Listen, the Bible says money answereth all things.
Well,
okay, and there is a place. There is a place where finances is necessary. And when you got kids, and when you got a wife, and then you doing everything, and you top dog at what you do, especially when you weren't in the same place like with this radio show, you ain't in the same place you were a year ago. Should nobody be coming on the show and not donating to your show?
Can you say that on my show?
Should nobody be coming to your show?
Can you say that in the middle of the live?
Yeah, make that a promo, please.
Should nobody come on this show without donating?
That is a nice commercial.
I don't care if it's $20.
Donate.
Tune in to Be Inspired every Wednesday live at 7 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
Join the club that gives you stuff. Hey, thanks! Radio Loyalty. Here's how it works. Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then, you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right? Radio Loyalty. Click that banner to join now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hold up, wait a minute. I gotta say something.
He didn't say it for you.
We are back. We are back, and the where we left off at is sacrificing ourselves for our soulmate, I believe. Then that we went into that sacrifice while the person is married. Would you dare sacrifice yourself for the person that you believe to be your soulmate, and they are in a committed relationship?
They can't be your okay. So the idea of soulmate is that there's the two coming bond. You can't have a one-sided soulmate relationship.
Soul tied, not soulmate. Yeah,
you can't have a one-sided soul tie relationship.
Yes, you can. That's how you got side chicks.
And they be in love. They have tied themselves.
Well, according to this,
but no, it says the soul tie is basically unidirectional, one side.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like he could be leaving and you just clamp on. No,
you just tied yourself
just on purpose, like just you know. You ain't never had that.
In a soul tie situation, you can become extremely attached to a person you are having relations with. That person don't have to be tied to you.
So wait, let me make this a disclaimer. there are godly soul ties, and then there are ungodly soul ties.
It's talking about ungodly.
Okay, so I just want to make this disclaimer for all those that are listening.
I just don't know how it makes sense that your soul is tied to anybody. Like,
Why did you throw the hook across the room? Why did you throw it at me?
But we do it all
Yeah,
the time,
take it.
though. Whenever we make ourselves, whenever we open ourselves up, and we make ourselves vulnerable, we present the opportunity to be tied to something.
how many times do you feel vulnerable a day?
Right.
I don't. Other people don't know. I'm not
I
gonna open up like
don't
nobody else
think
know.
vulnerability present the opportunity to be tied.
Am I tied to her?
No, not your supervisor, but maybe your pastor. Maybe you have a special aunt. Maybe you have a mentor. Maybe you have somebody close to you that you actually get vulnerable to, and there are aspects of your soul that becomes tied to them.
They are
And
soul companions at that point.
I don't agree with these boxes. Little boxes, I don't
You
agree
just
with
don't want to
them.
be put in a box
I don't
at all.
like no.
But okay, so take these off the table for a second. Then what? What do you have?
You
What
have
do
the reality of the fact that we have our soul that is made up a whole bunch of stuff that we barely understand. So if we barely understand it,
she's not good.
She's trying to chime in.
Oh. I thought she went in. I was like, whoa.
So we have all of this stuff that we barely understand.
Wait a minute.
In my opinion, I don't think that we will
Turn up
personally
some more.
know. I don't think that we will personally know who our soulmate is until it's all said and done.
Exactly, because they're off doing whatever with whomever.
Right.
So how can I 100% be tied to your soul when your soul right now is still tied to this lady over here?
Exactly.
If they're married.
See, because we
So
have
you
to,
can't-
you have to understand the soulmate is like that's the eternal spirit, as you would say. That's the eternal spirit. So after you pass on, that person has to be thinking about you, and you have to be thinking about them for them to be connected in the afterlife.
I don't want to talk about the afterlife because
you what?
I
You
ain't
stuck
looking
on the
for nobody
afterlife. You
in the
just
afterlife.
Because you don't know, your soul is tethered to this body.
Okay.
And this body changes its mind every second.
That's true.
That person that you think is your soulmate today is not going to be, might possibly not be your soulmate tomorrow. You made that decision that
Thank
this
you.
human being
That's
is your
all
soulmate.
I'm saying.
you're saying
this is
you're
a
going back to
decision,
making-
and I have chosen to give my soul to the Lord,
Lord.
because I believe.
All right, Cora.
Wow. I think that's the only difference that I think that we see, in which I think it can be, if you wanted to bring it all together. We're saying the same thing, different ways. I don't necessarily think we choose our soulmates. I think some relationships come when you don't even expect it. Now,
they do something wrong,
with
you wanna
that
be
being
out.
said, you can choose to develop this relationship. You can choose to continue. But like, if you're going by this definition, time is irrelevant. Whenever you come back in the presence of that person, it's still there. And it might agitate you. You can then still choose, I still don't want to reverence
It's
what
like
I know
love.
I'm feeling.
It's like love. You make a conscious
decision.
to follow
And
love.
that's how
what
I
think
feel.
I actually think
Now-
they equate
Exact-
love and a soulmate.
And I think that's exactly what it is. And if you're using marriage, same rule applies. I might feel you are the one for me. I might feel deep down in my soul, he is my soulmate. But in that same retrospect, I choose, one, not to wait. No. Two, I choose not to continue to put my heart in a situation that's going to do nothing besides it's going to hurt me in the end, one way or the other. That's my
I
choice.
have a question against that. How can that person that's not with you be your soulmate? if you haven't
Decisions. Well, that's what we
experienced
can
it?
go into. This next part. You made a decision. People get married. Okay. Dr. Hara. Though there's a world of difference between a soulmate, your heart's other half, and a life partner, a person who lacks the elements to mold perfectly for you. Listen, the second part. Most of us remain in life partner relationships because we settle. You can marry young. You can marry because you're pregnant. You can marry to please your family. You can marry to please the church. I mean, the list can go on of choices of why somebody marry, and I'm just saying wrong, and then you meet the person that you're supposed to, that you believe that you're supposed to be with. You can marry, and like you say, your soul develops. You develop, and you turn into a person that I thought we worked, and we did work, but who I am now is no longer connected to you, which to me says that was never a soul mate. That's where me and you different.
Right.
I don't think that was a soul mate.
And I'm about to get real serious. And
all right, go
about
ahead.
to
She get
be
real serious.
transparent.
Everybody look at her.
Go ahead.
My husband was my soulmate.
Which one?
I only have one. He was my soulmate. That was who I chose to make my soul with. And it was, in spite of what he did for me, I was willing to sacrifice myself for him. My focus was him.
Do you believe his situation is the same as yours, that you are his soulmate?
I don't know.
There it is.
And I will never know. Because
Until the
I'm not
afterlife.
in his soul. But there are aspects where we just connected.
Right. You got.
There are things that I just knew. So according to these definitions, it matched with my husband. Because the two was
On
trying
your
to come
side.
one. As far from my
As far as
perspective.
just
Until you grew.
Even up to my departure in this divorce process, because this is something that he wants. So I could continue to fight it. But why? If that's what's best for him. I want what's best for him. And even
that's what they said the soulmate was. Even if it hurts you, when that's your soulmate, you will walk away, even if it
But
hurts
this
you.
is a choice. This is something that we choose to do. So we
So then,
can't.
if we're talking about soulmate in the present sense, because if you walk away, you're still alive. This is not your eternal person. So why is that person? Why are you mating your soul to this person if you're going to walk away?
Well, you
Or if
don't
you
know
can't walk
that you're
away.
going to walk
I mean,
away. If
but
you
if you
choose
can
to
walk
But you don't
away.
know that you're not going to walk away unless you get married.
Because don't you think your soulmate is like you're eternal? You are with this person, heaven, hell, wherever.
The devil. I'm not going to hell for that.
I'm just saying, eternally.
Personally,
Okay.
Nicole.
I just think that,
That
like
could
I
make
said
that.
again, the whole soulmate thing, I don't believe that that's up for us to make that decision, because you then begin a cycle where I believe
Who's
that
making the
person was
decision
my
then?
soulmate.
Who is this person on my shoulder?
Nobody but Jesus.
Goodness.
If you look at it, to me, the only people I believe that you can say are your soulmates would be your children, because those are the ones that you can definitely say your soul is tied to.
But then your soul ties your companion, your same sex.
Well, what about
companion.
how do
People
we
don't like
think
that
that
name.
we can define the soul, the immaterial, the spiritual without looking at what the word says?
Ain't nobody said we
Because
wasn't.
the word
Good
was
job.
written
Where's
by
the-
a
wait, wait, wait,
man
what you
just
got?
like us.
I didn't hear that. I was
The
talking.
word was written by man just like us.
Right, that's why I don't.
So
wanna,
somebody-
I don't want to.
That's why about
In the desert, it was real hot on that day.
when they wrote the
I don't even know
word.
where they got the pens and stuff from. 'Cause,
I can't.
Couldn't write it.
So
you know,
I'm not.
they was killing birds and using their feathers. You know,
Right.
To write the word.
right.
Well, you know what? You gotta
On the
respect that.
sacrifice of a pigeon. That's not fair.
Well, did they
Well,
have
my whole universe,
I'm not
the
eating
word is
pigeon.
my foundation. So everything, really, it might not be for other people,
Hey,
but for me,
right.
I believe that the Bible is inspired, is words inspired by the Holy Spirit, God. God gave them the Bible. So this is true. This is my belief.
Right.
And it's my foundation. So everything that
Sweating.
we're talking about is based off of what my understanding or interpretation of what the scripture says about my soul. And my understanding is my soul.
Is the word soulmate in the Bible?
No.
See?
The word soul
You shouldn't believe
tied.
it.
Souls being tied is in the
End of
Bible.
the show. Google's wrong.
So then
The word soulmate may not be in the Bible, but covenant is in the Bible, adultery is in the Bible, and that is the question that we're asking this
Right,
round.
but
When
are
the
you
person
soul
is-
mating with your adulterer?
So then in turn,
Don't match.
soulmate, the process of having a soulmate could also equate to torture.
So say that again.
The process of having a soulmate could also equate to torture. Because if you tie your soul to somebody that's not tied to you mutually, then you suffer.
That's torture.
Because
you I agree.
Which goes back to
tied
how
yourself
can you
to that.
say that this person is your soulmate if you don't get the same in return, or they're not. They may be telling you that you are their soulmate too, but
Because
that's not
doesn't
really
it
what
have
they
to be
believe.
a mutual thing, whether you go, whether you separate, or
And I don't
you're
think
not.
you can get that question answered.
And if it's not, it's soul rape.
It's soul
Exactly.
rape. We right back to soul rape. Rape my soul. Listen, I agree.
You're not gonna rape my
I agree,
soul.
but I still see that as different. I still see that as soul tie. I don't see that as soul mate.
But I don't think you
when
can
it's
even get
one-sided.
that definition until you get to those pearly gates.
Exactly.
Like somebody has to be standing there saying that you two are matched together eternally.
But by the time you get to the soul pearly gates, you actually not even gonna make it to the pearly gates because your soul was going to hell with your soul tie. You gotta tie your soul to the Lord.
So what if you can't even get in the gates because you're not even with the right person
But
in
really,
life?
really in life, our souls are designed. We are so vulnerable as people that if we don't allow that area to be taken up by God, we ain't no good to nobody. And I hate to come in here preaching on the show. Oh, no, I don't. I take that back because that's just what I do. But at the end of the day, every time we allow ourselves to be vulnerable for man, we get hurt. And then what we do after that?
She said, yes, Lord. Soulmate husband living with another, but we still legally married.
And I'm right in that same place.
I don't think he's your soulmate, honey.
No, but here's the thing.
That lady's soulmate.
No,
He is mating with someone else.
He's out of line.
That's that lady's soulmate at this point.
No.
How do you even
Because
tie
that's
your
her
soul to
soulmate,
someone
but
else?
he's not
What does
yours.
that process look like? Wait a minute. How do you tie your soul with someone else?
How do you even tie your soul to someone else? Exactly. I did it earlier. You didn't see it?
Vulnerability.
Giving yourself.
Allowing areas of your heart
When
to be
you-
consumed by somebody else.
That's my brother. Hey, Sean. Hey, Bundy. I'm saying Sean because that's what it's like. But that was in the first half of the show. We talked about intimacy. That is usually connected to being sexual with someone, and it's usually one-sided.
That's why I don't like this terminology of soulmate.
Exactly,
either,
that's all
because
I'm saying.
You should be, if you're living by the word, you wanting to give your soul to your
the
Heavenly
Lord.
Father. And not to someone else.
So then what would
Your
the terminology
soul, not
mean?
your love,
Right.
not your relationship, but your soul.
But your soul.
So what would the terminology be? Being a Christian,
That's what you
so
say
we
every
wouldn't
day when
use
you
the
be like,
word
I kneel down on my knees.
soulmate.
I give all
and the
praises
faith.
to.
Well, according to the
You're
scriptures, the
almighty.
Bible says the two become one.
Okay.
So there is no process of mate because it's no longer two. It's only one at that point, as
Okay.
far as natural is concerned.
So then we use because let me be clear. I never really used the term soulmate. That was for the show. I've always said he was the one. You usually hear people say that he was the one for me, or which by definition, if you believe in soulmate, it kind of is the same.
Sarah's mistaking.
Huh? Oh, Sarah.
No,
Even though
No,
you say all
Sarah,
this
no,
together.
baby. Wait a minute. Let me baby. When my husband told me that he didn't want to be with me anymore, the word says, because remember, it is my foundation. If the unbelieving depart, let them depart.
Bye.
And you are not bound in such case. So according to the scripture, when he departed,
Lamar
and,
said yes.
and that whole unbelieving part isn't just like, oh, he don't believe in Jesus or he don't believe in the Bible. No, maybe he don't believe in our relationship.
Yeah,
maybe
that's
he don't
it.
believe that
That's
we
all
are
it takes.
soulmates.
That's all
when
it takes.
I realized that he don't believe, bye. I'm free. So technically, legally, I still have paper. Good times. Let the doorknob kiss you, when the good Lord split you, and no love lost, I still love you. And that whole definition of the whole soulmate thing, and it's forever and all that other stuff. Yeah, that's forever. I'm always gonna have a love for my husband. That's the father of my children. Those things don't change. But we ain't getting down like that. No.
But wait a minute. After that ends, now aren't you looking for your real
I was just getting ready to say that. So he's still married. He's still married. Technically, you're still married.
Yes, and I'm not looking.
The question is,
where's my soul?
The question is, can your soulmate be married to
Aaliyah telling y'all where my
she
soul
said her
is.
soul is with the Lord.
The Lord. My soul belongs to the Lord. And no, seriously, Sarah. I'm gonna be honest.
Sarah, I'm not going to need you to stop it, Sarah.
I am really at this place where I can. And how do we just jump from one relationship to the next relationship?
Okay, wait.
We gotta heal.
Sarah
we gotta
said,
heal. Go ahead.
Healing comes from the Lord.
Go ahead. Yeah, we gotta break. But go ahead.
Sarah said you can block your blessings. I let him go physically, but in my soul, he's mine.
That's a total soul tie.
That's a soul tie, Sarah.
Yeah, because you're the only one in the relationship.
That's a soul tie. That's bondage, actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
listen, Sarah, don't go nowhere. Actually, Sarah, can you call us? 410-702.
No, I'm sorry.
When we come back from commercial, call us, Sarah. 410-702-5657. We will be right back. We are not going anywhere.
Be not ye and
You use Tearless Baby Shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bath water to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home walk restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet. Fingerling. Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
I'm sorry,
my soul companion sent me a text message, but I ain't reading it.
We live. Sarah put in, you can block your blessings. We read that. You cannot start what you don't finish.
Wait, he says, sorry for the misspellings in writing. He knew I was, that's why I ain't put it on there.
Sarah, can you tell me what you mean by you cannot start what you don't finish? What was that? What were you speaking about in regards to that? And prior to the commercial, we were talking about settling, being in a relationship, and different reasons why a person could be married if you believe in such that that's your soulmate and them being in another relationship. Would you wait? Would you go? Would you stay?
I know a lot of people that got married because their pastor told them who to marry. And I'm going to be honest. It's a lot of people out here that, and of course, I'm coming churchy direction because I'm churchy, but I know a lot of people whose pastor picked their spouse and that's who they married. I know people who pastors don't mess with them because they didn't marry who they told them to marry. So there are a lot of people out here that made the decision to make a union with people that they didn't necessarily feel like their souls were connected to. However, I don't think that's a good excuse, because when you make the decision to get married, you're saying that the two are going to make an attempt to become one.
Okay, so
love is action. It's not a feeling, and it's a decision. We have to make the decision to do the selfless things until those feelings start to line up.
That's what they did. From their perspective, they did the selfless thing by marrying who they didn't necessarily want to marry.
No, that wasn't selfless. It was selfish because they weren't bold enough to confront the persons that they felt were influencing their decision.
Okay.
So no, that wasn't selfless. It was selfish because for their benefit. I'm gonna get married because I want to be elevated to pastor, or I need to have a wife before I can become a bishop.
So the person that they believe they should be with, and maybe they should be with, do they wait? Do they still? What?
Hell no.
They should not wait. How, you can't go to church and then say hell no. Figure it out.
Like hell is in the Bible. That's hell.
Hell is a place.
Hell, no. That always fits.
Hell is a place.
I could preach that.
No.
You justifying it.
No. What,
hell
the
is a
curse word?
place.
She sounds like
I said hell.
The game that the
No.
kids were playing about hell, asking the parents, can I say hell?
Oh, that game almost got my child killed. So, but then that's not fair. So then you risk the love of your life, your soulmate, the one, however you want to put it.
You don't love, no. If you got married to somebody else, you don't love me.
No, that don't be. I'm talking about in a situation, because there are that, using what you just said, you may not have even met them yet. You're now in a marriage, you're in a relationship.
No, really.
And you didn't meet the person.
Really, then you're out of order. Because if you're married, you shouldn't be putting yourself in situations where you making new love, soul connections.
No, that's
seriously.
Not fair, because you don't always know that person you're going to have a connection with. Because if I don't know
how
that you're
do you get to that vulnerable place unless you open your vulnerable place up to somebody?
Soulmate,
you don't know what my nipples look like unless I take my shirt off.
Nipples don't got nothing to do with being a soulmate.
No, I'm serious.
How?
You won't know what they look like unless I take my shirt off. So how do you know if that's something that you like unless you see it?
Not really.
We make ourselves available to people out of line, and then we want to, it's our spouse's fault.
Okay.
Because you ain't meeting this need that if I had talked to my spouse about, maybe they could have.
I do believe that certain situations could be avoided. I do believe that you do not walk into some situations blind. You think you're stronger than what you act, and I've been in situations that you think you're stronger than what you actually are. But I also know that, let's use my brother. He's on here right now, Sean Fitzgerald. I didn't plan to be, and I believe he's my soulmate based on their definition, or soul companion, however you want to put it. Soul companion, based on Google's definition. I didn't know that, but I'm saying that to say this wasn't a planned friendship. God knows this girl right here, sitting here, Roxy Rose, was not a planned friendship.
No, it was not, child.
I'm saying that, and I love it. I'm saying, but that wasn't a plan. It was kind of like, why is she always here? Vice versa. That's just how it was, and then situations just brought us together. Me and my brother, he just happened to ride with me out of town, and from that day to this one, we are inseparable. And I believe this is my soul companion. He know if his keys to be had, he got them.
Y'all didn't just happen to ride together. You had to make a decision to get in the car.
But there was no vulnerability.
The decision to get in the car opened the door for vulnerability, because now you have to spend time together.
And you're also saying he's your companion.
My soul companion.
Right.
So there's no sex involved.
Right.
But I'm saying the connection to me was not something where
my thing is, I think we all just need to probably make a decision to say, let's stop saying mate. Everybody's our soul companion. Everybody's our soul companion, because that gives you the in and the out.
Right.
Okay.
So I had to talk about the
because
sex
if you
part.
want that sex, like the other one said, the gay one.
Oh my goodness, he is so
confused.
If you give that sexual edge, you'll take that leap. If you don't, you'll always be companions.
Yeah.
And you'll always be companions.
But
because
Yeah,
even
he
that,
agreed. He
just
said
like the
soulmate
whole-
is confusing.
The whole thing with
Wait a minute. We gotta go somewhere. We got 30 seconds. Listen, y'all. When we come back, we have a longer segment. So I know y'all sick of the commercial. So just give us a minute. We'll be right back. What? 2 minutes? 1 minute?
Oh, I have no idea.
1 minute?
What's this?
2 minutes. We'll be right back. So just go
Great.
grab you a cup of tea. Don't go nowhere though, because it's about to get juicy. We'll be right back. Sunset Soul. Randy, say hey.
Check out this flashback.
If someone says that more money may create more problems for us who don't have a lot of money, we said, nah, that'll never be me. And when we look at the statement that's made by those who are making over six figures, millionaires, I dare say billionaires, we wonder, how is it that more money can cause more problems? Well, I can kind of understand how that may be the situation if the money that you have is not going towards things that are of a worthy cause. And that looks how you perceive it to be. If you feel like money should make you free, but after making more money, it traps you towards these things that will cause you to have to get more money to feel like you're free, then that's a vicious cycle that someone I can understand will not necessarily feel like they're the benefactor of. So take a look at the money that you already have. And if the money that you have is going to where it needs to go, then money becomes that tool that you need to have an ends to a means when it comes to your necessities in life.
You can catch me Thursdays from 8 to 10 on the Denasha Harrison Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Oh Lord, we live.
Make sure y'all see me
I think
laughing.
we back. Yes, we are back. So, before the break, you was getting ready to go into. You said you had something you had to talk about.
I forgot.
Okay. So look, we're gonna go into the 10 elements of a true soulmate via Google, because y'all been coming for Google and my research.
Google, man.
Y'all been coming for my little research, and I took time on my sick bed.
10 elements.
The
of a
10
true
elements.
soulmate.
So this
Of a
is what you
true
do
soulmate.
when you want to know if they the one, the soulmate, the soul companion. Which did we pick a word?
Soul companion.
Soul companion or soul companion with benefits. That's what we're gonna go with to make it clear. First one is something inside.
It's gas.
Describing how a soulmate makes you feel is difficult. It is tenacious, profound, and lingering emotion which no words can compare.
I have a question.
Encompass.
I have a question. Can my soul companion give me foot rubs?
Your soul companion can do whatever.
Why not?
Yes. Back rubs.
Why not?
It's not a soul companion
Probably
with
not,
benefits.
because when you get back rubs,
That's
it
that
starts
sexual
leading
edge.
to other stuff.
I mean,
But that's the sexual edge.
Right.
That's
But that's where the confusion gonna come in.
Is this the same sex
Right,
companion?
you got that's
No,
why
it's does it matter?
We're gonna cut off the
And you
same
get
sex part, but this
confused,
relates to everybody.
Okay,
the same sex one that you read that relates to everybody.
That's where confusion comes in.
Wait, so my soul companion cannot give me back rubs, but they can give me foot rubs.
Listen, they might can't give you back rubs.
What did Brown say? Rubbing gets you pregnant. Go ahead.
What if you got sciatica and
But see, okay, look, I have a friend because I have my neck issues that does come over and give me a massage on my back.
Keep on rubbing on.
But see, I changed the concept so I don't get no feelings. I pay you.
That's prostitution at that point.
That's what I was
But I'm
about
not,
to say.
it's not for sex.
Rubbing gets you pregnant.
Tony Blink said your soulmate can do whatever.
I know that's right,
Soulmate is
right.
soul companion now.
We're not talking about soulmate though, Tony.
I have a physical therapist that's unlicensed.
We're talking
That's
about
what
soul
you gonna call them.
companions.
That's what we gonna call
with
them.
and or without benefits.
That's prostitute.
That you pay for.
I pay for it.
Okay.
Service being provided.
So there's
Almost
something
came out my
inside.
sanctified
Something
lane.
deep down
The thing is, I didn't get a receipt. I need to.
I almost came out my sanctified lane.
my Lord.
Talking about massages and getting paid and happy endings and all that stuff. Oh,
Right,
ain't
but
nobody
there's
say
no
nothing
sexual
on that.
edge. This one.
Wait a minute, Sarah says, I cannot explain to those who don't know the difference between a soulmate and a best friend, whom is a lover too.
But see, because but Sarah, you already defined to yourself what a soulmate is.
Your
Right.
husband.
And apparently, sorry to say this, boo boo,
Uh-oh.
but that dude that's your soulmate is the other lady's soulmate now. It's unfortunate, and I'm sorry that you're going through that situation, but apparently just for lack of a better phrase, and not to be insulting, he preferred that over what you had.
I don't know the entire situation, so
I know, but I'm just saying from what she's already explained to us.
Right, that
he's over there. He's not with you. You need to start. She said something about blocking blessings too, because now she's blocking her own blessing.
I
still
do
trying
agree.
To claim somebody else that is over there doing what he's doing with that one with her legs up. Okay.
Leslie looking for the bell. She ain't say nothing the whole.
I'm just explaining the situation here. She got her legs up over there.
So
let her do her. You need to get your legs up over there.
Don't block your own blessings.
Don't block
Stop
your own
blocking
blessings.
your own.
So basically you saying get your own friends with benefits.
Exactly.
I told you I ain't waiting.
I'm sorry, your companion has moved
Oh
to
my
enough.
God, Tony!
What you do?
Tony said rubbing feet could lead to sucking toes.
Yep,
Jesus.
and you get pregnant. I'm trying
And
to
you
tell
can
you.
get pregnant.
That's a
But I'm
You
not
can get pregnant from
again.
sucking
But
toes?
she also
Yes.
said that you can't. She can't explain that.
I tried to. I tried to get Sarah.
Right, because that's her own.
That's
her own
her own
personal
definition of what that soulmate is.
Tony said he wanted 80%, not 20%. He's such a fool.
Well, stop going around sucking toes. Let's start with that.
That's how you get lint in your mouth.
Because don't nobody want to be with somebody with lint in their
You're
mouth.
supposed to eat American cheese, not toe cheese.
The black dot.
All right, listen. That's none of this has anything to do with.
It's something inside.
It's something inside, deep down in your soul.
Something
for your soulmate.
inside make you get.
Flashbacks. If your partner is your soulmate, chances are he or she has been present in your past lives. Now he been saying about the no flashbacks.
I get flashbacks from
Like
I get
deja vu?
flashbacks from Magic
That's what
Mike.
she has in the frontal lobe. She's still having flashbacks in her frontal lobe.
That's exactly. You might even feel the odd sense of deja vu.
Frontal lobe.
Oh, I didn't even read
Because
Did y'all
this
see
is
Magic Mike?
this is talking about your.
Did y'all see Channing Tatum in Magic Mike?
I ain't seen
That's
it.
one of your flashbacks.
That's I'm about to say what. Yes, I
That's
saw
one
it.
of your
Thank
flashbacks.
you. And I just had a flashback. Jesus
Okay.
help me, bring me.
But you don't got
She
something
got
down
soul
inside.
ties, but she ain't got a
Ooh,
chance.
that's your
Take
soul
me.
tie.
Take
That's soul
me
tie.
to the cross.
Sarah said a soulmate can leave your home because he lives with another. Is to fulfill what separates you two, but I'm still the soulmate and will always be. So let
In
me
all
let me
other
just
ways.
ask you this, Sarah. What you're saying, so I can make sure I understand, is I believe that was your husband or someone you was in a relationship with. They left.
Husband.
Your husband. they left, but you feel like you will forever and always be his soulmate, even though he left. You're committed to the role.
I got a question to
It makes sense because what I said was there's so many different aspects of our soul. You might meet a certain need in one aspect, and then I have somebody else over here that meet other needs.
Like Tony just said, 80-20.
I got a question to add to that one too. If he left her, would you take him back?
And would you wait to take
She
him
would,
back?
because she's saying that that's
She's
her
saying
soulmate.
she's that soulmate.
What we're saying here,
Because
let's
she
get a
believes that
consensus
they
in the
are
room.
attached.
She's already blocked her blessing.
Because she's
She's pining.
Wait, because he could be her blessing to her. So if that's what she considers to be her
because
blessing,
apparently he wasn't
then
ready to
we
commit.
blocking her blessings. I ain't no blessing blocker.
So Sarah, my question to you, Sarah, is: do you wait?
She said yes.
She said
You'll
yes.
wait yes to the question of do you wait or
Yes.
okay?
And if he came back,
and he
she
knows
would take
that
him
she
back.
will wait.
Yes,
She
if
would
that's
say
her
yes.
blessing, let her. That's what
I was that way at the beginning of my marriage.
If he got you would take him back if he got sick.
I'm out of here.
No, don't leave, Money. Don't leave. Oh, Money left,
Listen,
y'all.
because she's honoring her role.
Yes,
as a wife.
Because realistically, as a wife, according to the scriptures, we supposed to do our work as unto God. So
Right.
everything that we do, we supposed to be doing it because our blessings come from the Lord. If you look in the Bible, if you look at Abigail, before Abigail married David, and I know y'all just doing too much, she was married to a man named Nabal. This man was nasty, evil. He was a horrible man, but she did her best to protect him, to cover him. He was just mean and nasty. God dealt with him. He choked and died.
Jeez.
And then she got to marry King David.
Because she
honored her husband who wasn't honorable.
She said she
that was
forgave
her blessing.
She forgave
That was her
him.
blessing.
For being
Okay, she said she
obedient to
forgave him, but this man is her soul. That man is her
Yes,
soul.
I pray that the Lord delivers you from that, Sarah. But if this is what you want, then more power to you.
Right.
Like I said, I'm
it
not a
kind of
blessing
comes off
blocker.
as bondage, though.
Yes, that's bondage.
It could be interpreted as bondage, or she could be interpreted as we just said,
Right,
that
she
she is
could be
honoring her
honoring her-
position as
But
his
the man
wife.
should not be your soul. Because if something
then
happens
that's the
to
question.
him,
Is
right.
that what she's doing?
Right.
Honoring him
She
as
said she
her husband.
Are you honoring him as your husband, or are you just honoring the fact that you believe that he is your soul? You just won't let it go. Tony said.
I mean, that's the
Tara.
question
Tony,
because if that
but her
if
husband
he
is with another
Tony,
woman.
we already know that Tara
right,
is your
but she's
soulmate.
apparently he's still married to her, so he may be on the verge
Legally.
of leaving her.
There are
Right.
some men that just
That's
won't
it.
ever get a divorce from their wife. This is my
Yeah,
wife.
don't I know?
love
It's
my
my
wife,
father.
but I want to do what I
Especially
want to
if
do.
he knows he
But
can
isn't that
possibly
that
go back if
poly-
anything happens.
Right. Wait a minute. So Sean said our blessings come from the Lord. So if you take back a soulmate and it makes your life hell, is this a blessing from the Lord?
I just don't feel. That's why I said that there's a different definition for somebody that you're in love with and somebody that you're trying to commit to your soul. Something that's
Yeah.
not tangible.
She said
something that's-
she said I can do the same thing he does and try, but I have suffered in God's judgment when she did.
Because she's held
cheating-
accountable to a different level. Yeah,
Right.
She's
So because she's gone fair and she's
Yeah.
respecting her position, she signed on for this and she meant what she said.
So it's a
She's gonna
religious
honor-
aspect to what she's
right
dealing with.
That's what I think
why
so.
she won't give up.
And I understand because, like I said, I left my husband 3 times. That meant 2 times. 1, 2, 3 times I went. No, 2 times I went back because the third time I'm not going back. 3 times out. But 2 times I went back after whatever happened that caused me to leave. I went back after 2 times.
Right.
Why? Because I wanted to honor the covenant that I made before God. Regardless of whether or not he wanted to, if he was willing to take me back, I don't know what's going to change in the future. That's what faith is based on. But if
But
you
you're giving it
go,
a try. You're giving it a try to
Right.
to see if it can be
Right.
successful. But when you realize that it's failed,
yeah, once he said, I don't want it, that's all I need to hear.
right,
right.
So that
Now-
was your soulmate at that time.
Yeah.
That's
That's
our
why the
souls ain't made
soulmate
no
thing
more.
can't be an eternal
Our
process.
souls ain't.
I don't
made
think
no
that that's
more.
an eternal thing. Like going by what you just said, my father and my mother has, well, you know that, been married all of my life.
Power and the number of shit.
Yeah, I'm not. But I'm saying that to say my father was and probably still is very promiscuous, and he was not the marrying kind. Put it like that. But then he met my mother, and he has said this to me. He said this to my siblings several times. I will never divorce my wife. And that was he has been in relationship he's been in one committed relationship for majority of my life with one particular woman, and still never divorced. Well, you know, Mama, still never divorced. And my mother,
Did you read that?
That was their position. They committed. I don't know if
There
this
has
is
to be
a
an
soul.
understanding that permits you to go through something like that, because that just sounds totally borderline
But
narcissistic.
we make vows. Like a lot of people honor their vows. I said for richer
But are you
or for
honoring your
poor-
vows?
For me?
No. Are you commenting on this situation?
The person that decides that they're not, well, I don't know about her. Well, I don't know about her father. I can't say. But if we look at what the vow says, we're honoring portions of it, because realistic, it says forsaking all others,
Ooh.
and the all others
Get back to
includes
Sarah.
yourself.
What's that? The Bible scriptures, the scriptures release me from my marriage due to his infidelity, but it's my choice to stay married.
That's
as
her
of now.
choice. She's choosing to honor her vow till death do they part.
But then that's not but if I'm reading here,
if
it's not religious anymore, because
No,
she just
right.
said
Her
the scriptures
choice.
released her from
Yeah.
the religious part.
Scripture or
This is a choice now.
But we make vows outside of the scriptures. The vows aren't in the Bible.
My thing is mentally, mentally, if you're making a choice to deny yourself possibility of true love, is that the definition of insanity?
What about nuns?
Well,
what about
they-
people that
nuns think
commit
they're married to
themselves?
God. Right.
So how do you know Sarah isn't doing the same thing?
Because I don't see her hood.
I cannot.
Oh, Jesus. Sarah, do you have a hood?
Sarah
Sarah's
does not
that's
have a
movie
hood.
name.
No, she
Sister,
doesn't.
Sister Mary Sarah.
Mary Sarah.
Sister Mary Sarah. I like that.
Tony said none of us can make sense of this. You actually can make sense of it.
It's
Tony.
not for us
It's just
to make
only
sense.
going
It
to
makes
make
total
sense
sense.
of.
That's
You're
our
only going to
choice.
make sense to yourself if it's a decision that you made.
It's a choice.
Right,
It's a
because
choice.
it's a choice. So, like Sarah just said, trying to explain this to someone else,
Right.
is redundant because you're
Sarah,
not.
I
gonna
got you, girl. We here.
I get
mean,
it.
I ain't dead, but we here.
But I don't. Only thing I disagree with, Sarah, is this whole my soul is.
Yes, that's
this man is my
concerning.
soul. I
Right,
can't-
because my thing is that if he is not feeling the same way, you are really one-sided, and that would be that soul tie thing. You are really one-sided. You're pining. You're holding on to something that somebody has apparently told you that they're moving on from, and you are now sitting here obsessing.
So
it's
wouldn't
an
she be
obsession
blocking?
at this
And
point.
Well, here's
Wouldn't she be blocking
if
her own
she's
blessing?
choosing
I
to
agree.
hang
That's what-
on,
because-
or it is different if she's choosing to hang versus she can't let go.
I can't see the
so
picture
if this
because it's
man
real
is her
tiny.
soul,
I'm hoping that the guy that's in the picture with Sarah, okay, it's not him.
That is our former
I said,
president
that looks
and first
like
lady.
President Obama.
Oh.
But
Wait,
Google
Leslie
did
just
And
say-
we are soul tied.
Leslie was
Sit down,
talking,
'cause
y'all.
we like,
Leslie was
bye.
talking. Leslie said something, y'all. Leslie
Go ahead,
said
Leslie.
something.
Do you, boo?
Stop.
What you
I
say?
feel if God released you and you
Why you ain't
choose
taking
to
his
stay,
advice?
I feel as though that you're keeping yourself in bondage. He released you.
And why you not taking his advice?
So why you not taking his advice and being blessed, like you blocking your own blessings?
Well, going
Just
back
like
to
in the
Google,
scripture.
Google says that your soul mate is somebody who would make you better, push you to do better. And if that person over there with her is not over
And
here
he
with
did
you,
that.
pushing you to do better
And he
and
did
build
that.
what you have
Nicole
with him,
said it now
then
becomes
he
torture,
should not
and that's exactly.
have your soul.
Because she's torturing herself, but he also did, like you just said, just if he's your soulmate, he did advise you. He advised you that I'm going over
I
here
don't
with
want
her.
you anymore.
Right, and
I'll
I'm
say
gonna be
it.
But
over
if
here with
she's
her.
choosing not to listen to God,
I'm reading your eyes.
But I'm gonna come to your house
I'm
when
gonna
I'm
be over here
hungry.
with her.
Hold up, this is what he doing. I'm gonna go over here with her, but when I need help with some money. I know
gonna-
Sarah got
I know
me.
you got my
When
back.
I need something to eat.
Because
I
you
know
are my
Sarah got
soulmate.
me.
watch out
Because
for that you
because
spirit.
you are my soulmate.
'Cause you get that you
but I'm going to
spirit.
interact with you like we have a soul tie,
Exactly.
and I'm going to manipulate what we have together.
Exactly.
All right, listen, because we can ready to go to another commercial. So let's run through these real quick before we go. You fall in love with their flaws.
No,
You just get each other. No, because we still got a whole nother thing. It's intense. We're going to still get to it. You two against the world. You're mentally inseparable. You feel secure and protected. You can't imagine your life without him or her. You look in each other's eyes. I guess you
look each
see
other in the eye.
You look each other in the eyes and you see it. So we're going to dive into those when we come back from this. This is the last.
I've looked plenty of people in the eyes.
Last commercial.
And I just want to stab them in them.
We're going to dive into that, and then we're going to get into some
I love
viewers'
you before, but now at this point, I want your
questions
eyes on
when we
this
get
plate.
back. Stay tuned, y'all. Sunset Soul.
Get them eyes.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live United. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united.
Business owners, need more customers? Offer fantasy sports contests and generate more sales. Restaurants, bars, hotels, auto dealerships, real estate offices. Whatever your business, fantasy sports contests can help you increase your sales and bring you more loyal customers. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. Our software lets you customize contests fast and easy for your brand. That's right. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. That's 888-55-SPORT or visit Fanify.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Thank you, Aaliyah. Thank you, Aaliyah. Aaliyah said, Sarah, you deserve someone who would give you everything you give him.
You're welcome.
She did, really, she did.
She really does.
And the
That was
Lord
me.
is gonna give it to her.
Oh my goodness.
Leave her alone.
So
we gotta learn how to let people be where they at.
Right. I mean, but they can always take a suggestion.
I hope so, but I don't think so. I think she's happy with what she is.
I mean, if she's happy, I'm not trying to bring her down, but I want her to scrape some of that black paint off them windows and let the sun in.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it?
Just don't be used, because I think a lot of times when we keep ourselves in position for people and they know that they can come through, they gonna come through. Period. Like
Through the black
absolutely.
paint. That's my analogy. Thank you.
Don't ask me what I cook. You don't get to ask me what I cook.
You better let that person peek in the windows.
You can look in the
Gosh.
window and see that you can't eat my cookies.
You can smell it from outside. But
You don't want him to
Sorry.
see you with the Bible talking about he's coming back.
Oh my goodness. So okay, so we
Who
have
coming back? Jesus coming back
right now on Bible.
Jesus coming back. He right
No,
there.
your soul companion with benefits is coming back.
Come on.
Oh, Sarah.
Wait, Sarah
go ahead.
commented. This is Sarah's show. This man made a judgment out of fear. Men don't understand midlife crises. He felt his youth was slipping away, and I'd grown older because I was not bar hopping. I like nice bars, but not hood S. Oh, she said S. Then she ain't all about praying. With barroom whores who were just waiting.
We're gonna get that one spelled right. I got it.
So he in his space right now, and she letting him have his space. And
how old were you when you got married? That's the question. How old were you when you got married?
How old is she now?
If she's talking about youth,
Oh, my age.
she was what?
She's about my age. No, I mean she is about my age. I believe I'm not mistaken.
Well, Keisha, you said if you
But
get
she was
married,
younger when she got
wait,
married.
I'm not sure when she got married.
Keisha said if she gets married, she's not divorcing her husband.
I'm not divorcing my.
So
I said
that would
forever,
make
I'm not
her
divorcing my
in the same situation as Sarah.
But I would
If-
not make him my soul.
I that's what I said before I got married too.
What?
So you don't plan on getting
that I would never get divorced
I
because
said
I'm
the
not
same
going to be a
thing.
statistic.
But I would not. I don't believe
So
in divorce.
cheating is
Well, best believe if he's happy somewhere
Cheating
else, I'm going to be
cheating
happy.
is. I would
I ain't
not want
gonna
my husband to cheat, but I'm
want you
kind of
down.
different when it comes
We're
to
having a
that.
lot of conversation.
Yeah.
Sarah,
26. Okay.
You got married at 26. You're not.
How
you're
long
not
y'all were
26
How
years
long
old.
were you guys married?
And how old is he?
I mean, when did y'all get married? So, 4 years. This is a 4-year marriage. 1 year, because there's 1 year, girl. You better get.
I was
you better
26 when I
Find some
got
rocks
married.
to put in your bag so you can kick them.
What's the number to call in, Bling? 410-702-5657. I'm not quite sure if that's what you were asking, but I just thought I'd throw that out there. Call in.
Yeah, I was 26 when I got married. I was married for 12 years. I've known him for 22 years.
But that was a sensible decision to marry somebody because you knew him for a while.
She got married at 26.
12 years.
We've been together for a
and
very
that's
long
probably
time.
what led to it being a 12-year marriage
Mhm. How long
because
has he been
you
gone,
knew something. I got married at. I already left once. I don't want to leave again because the show's almost over.
She got
So
married
you
at
haven't
26
even
when
been
she's Keisha's
married.
age now.
Huh?
She's about my age now. I'm 36.
Oh, I was getting ready to
That's
say
what she
that's how
said.
old she was. So
She would.
26.
You don't ask a lady her age.
Why
There's a
not?
caller.
Caller. Oh,
Hello.
man. We got a caller.
That's when hello.
It'll
is
be
when you start
30
talking.
years. Oh, that you know him. Is that
September she'll be 30.
No.
You just called to listen? Okay.
somebody on the call? Hello?
Okay, all right. We got.
I don't hear him.
Call back, please.
Maybe that was Sarah.
No, she at the hospital.
I know. She's ducked into the closet.
Call back.
Did you just come up
She
with
said
that
in
one?
the closet. Y'all know.
How?
Y'all know.
That's it.
I thought we was on the second half. Oh, this was the final one? That's disrespectful. That is so disrespectful. I
That's why you
we didn't even get into the. All right.
It's like 6 minutes to.
I didn't know, y'all. I was all into the.
And you got a
Oh, it
total
was
different topic
Tony.
next week.
Tony called in. but
That was
he
Tony.
hung
Oh,
up.
Tony, I'm sorry. He'll be here next week probably. Next week's topic, y'all. Listen. How did we word it again?
Males and masculinity.
Right, but the question was, does
Oh, you wanted to go with the one I said?
Right, what did you say?
Can a male express some femininity?
Yes.
Like
and
with
if so,
rompers?
Yes.
No,
when
not
is
even
enough
rompers.
enough?
Outside of a
rompers?
relationship, can a man express some femininity?
Is he a female? Huh?
Okay. Well, it's not a why not.
But that's the question. We're going to define
That
it
is-
next week.
right.
To define femininity.
But the
No,
subject, we all know June is a month, is Father's Month. So the full month of June will be discussions, different discussions about males. And the first one is males and masculinity. And we're going to kind of tap into that. And rompers will definitely be on the table as far as discussion because I need
Tony
some
said he's
clarification.
calling.
So listen up, y'all. Tune in next week, Sunset Soul, 8 o'clock, as you already know. Thank you so much for
Tony, we're going
Monty.
for 2 hours. And you
You just called.
The last minute.
Thank you so much for Monty, Leslie Swirl, Lasha G, and Roxy Rose coming in and having a great evening with me, and all you viewers that tuned in. Thank you so much. We'll see y'all on next week.
I'm back June 6th. Talk lately with Monty.
Great show. I'ma come and bust in the door just like he do me when I got time. Ooh, did she got me off?
Check out what you missed on Be Exposed Radio.
The topic for today:
movies and whether or not they have real life applications. And as Stello said, I was talking to him last night in the kitchen about this topic, and one of the movies I brought up was In Time.
Oh my God, get out my head.
That was
Get out my